Alright. Well, hello, everybody. Oh, there's something stuck in my teeth. I was snacking here.
I thought you decided to take a bite of something right when you started.
As soon as I, started speaking, something got caught in one of my teeth, and it was like, inconvenient. You know?
Oh.
Right at the right time. But, hi, hello, everybody. Welcome once more to Fall of Avanswell. Everybody's having a fine time as I'm, getting something stuck in my teeth. Comical, almost. But, yeah. Hope everybody's had a great week. I'm once again joined by my illustrious cast of characters that will have a chance here to introduce themselves. And yeah, I'm going to be your resident dungeon/game master here today to continue the adventures in this nice thing here. I should switch back to the background that they're at right now, which I really... you know what? Let's switch gears to that one. Cool. I'm going to send everybody over here. Behold the sky. Kind of like the view you have, but technically that's above the mountains. But I felt like a nice sky view was would be appropriate here, and fun. But why don't we roll some d20s to see who says first? And the question I asked to warm up everybody today is: if you decided to write a book, what genre, what type of book would it be? So.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Okay, I guess we'll have a roll-off between Umbrin and Ixbanor because they double 18'd, and then we'll have Calder go last.
I don't have to go first anymore.
Oh God!
Well,
I'm using up all my good rolls.
You apparently did. I'm gonna turn it over you to Joe.
I have no idea of an answer.
Mhm.
I'm Joe. I play Umbrin Wisespark, the Liminal Fetchling Animist. I mean, he probably would. It would probably be his life story, but I guess kind of with a gothic twist.
I could see that.
Yeah,
Gothic autobiography.
Autobiography.
Yeah, I could see Umbrin writing a book about himself, but embellishing just a little bit. I think that makes sense.
It's a nice one, yeah. Okay. Well, now we know what it's that little bit of narcissism that's deep within Umbrin that he wants to let out there, but it's really hard to because of everything goes on.
I think it also comes from the fact that he feels like the world is on his shoulders and he has to save it.
I swear, you get to be the chosen
where
one
the
one time and it goes to
from.
your head.
You did technically stumble onto semi-chosen one status, though technically It's only an option. Your optional chosen one.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, that's the best kind.
Yeah. You don't need to do this to save everybody, but it might be a better chance than everything else.
Exactly, and the thing is, ultimately, he just wants to do good.
Hey, you could let everyone die. Or you could be the chosen one. Your choice, really, if you think about it.
What am I, Neo?
Yeah, that's actually a really good comparison. It's just Neo, isn't it? With less backflips.
Mm-hmm.
With less backflips and a little bit less on the Christianity.
Oh, true.
Quick, do a backflip.
No.
We turn to Ixbanor. Wyrm next.
Yes, I am Diamond Wyrm, and I play Ixbanor, the awakened animal ferret, sorcerer, alchemist, who formerly lived in an elven city. Speaking of which, I technically wrote a Introduction to Alchemy book back when I was working at the college with my master. Although I don't think any survived because I didn't bring any with me. Although if I had to write although I feel like at this point, if I had to write another book, I'd probably do a children's book.
Ah. Okay. Any particular reason why a children's book?
I just feel like it's good to encourage the next generation.
Ah. It's like the children's book form of learning alchemy. It's alchemy in you.
Yeah, yep, basically.
Mr. Alchemist.
That's better than what I thought it was going to be. When you said, like, children's literature, I thought Ixbanor was going to be writing, like, Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh no, I'm thinking like baby picture books. You're not quite toddler picture books.
I was thinking like, see Ixbanor, run, Ixbanor, run.
From the horrible monstrosity that's behind you that's about to rip off your face. I mean, this is a great children's book. I mean, it's an accurate to this age. It's just like
how to cook chicks.
That tracks. That tracks.
No. It's got to be like named. It's got to be like a hunting guide. It's got how to pick up chicks.
Steve Ixbanor, a little sun hat with like farmer's gloves.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, and then finally we end up at Jessie.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Jessie, playing Calder Wrynn, human gunslinger. If Calder was gonna write a book, probably wouldn't expect it, but he would. You know those fiction books with like that always have some kind of moral attached to them?
Mm-hmm.
He'd probably write those, like the Velveteen Rabbit. I think that would be one of the books he would write if he did. I don't know if anyone in your audience has read the Velveteen Rabbit.
I read it when I was a kid.
Or Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
I know I've read Charlotte's Web. I don't remember if I read this Velveteen Rabbit. I might have, but I can't remember it. Honestly.
I know it
recommend
was
it.
mandatory reading for me when I was in school.
Yeah. It's one of those things I'm like, did I read that? I might have. I don't remember. Anyway, you missed last time. There was a very powerful and dangerous and incredibly difficult puzzle to solve that our intrepid heroes faced against in the most deadly of tests, trying to figure out all the bumps and bobbles, and then technically figured out the puzzle backwards. Yeah. I have the solution. What's the question? I don't know. So
It's okay. We'll only be slightly better this
The
week.
answer is 42.
Anyway,
As it is to all things.
as it's all things. So they eventually found themselves up on a mountain. And this mountain was cold and it sucked, but finding your way through that.
Ixbanor almost died.
Ixbanor almost died. Hypothermia is real, and tiny creatures can suffer from it. But you found your way up into a city in the sky, and now you have basically stepped out onto what looks to be some kind of small terrace with a view of just everything, of empty space, of sky, of the world above you. This entire area, as I said, is made of like a kind of like darkened kind of stone, along with this golden metal accents that seem to kind of cover the entire place. Everything seems almost pristine here. That's one of those things that kind of stands out at you. While the area you were down in below, inside the tower and the ruins on the mountain seemed to have aged, this place here looks as though it could have been used yesterday. The room behind you, of course, remains quiet. But here, you have this massive view of just the sky above you. You are somewhere way above the clouds. And it is a view probably even those that would have some kind of flight probably haven't really seen. Because you are like, the clouds are tiny below you, that kind of thing. You are even above that. But everything seems and feels warm. Like, you feel as though you are in like a fine, like, well-warmed room, and you have no trouble breathing like you did on top of the mountain. There seems to be like just a small railing that kind of goes about like 3 feet around the edge of this kind of balcony kind of area that's right outside the door. And then there's a staircase that kind of begins to wind up into this kind of whatever is above you, because there just seems to be this almost kind of like plane above you with occasional like looks like marks of maybe other structures that are popping out the bottom, but it's kind of hard to tell what those would be from this place.
Detect magic.
Yes.
All the magic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Just like detect magic. Oh my gosh, my eyes! Oh, flashbang.
Rather than overpowering, there are like maybe at least a dozen, maybe 2 dozens, like kind of magical effects that all seem to be kind of like layered on top of each other, and it kind of overcoming you in this area.
Dispel magic. No.
Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
I can make rocks fall.
You could let Staff of Earth. Yes, you can.
Well,
I also have earth-like powers too.
sure.
Well,
So we climb. I guess.
Yeah, I guess if there's nowhere else.
Alright. You'll head up the kind of stairs, which will kind of wind up a little farther. It does look as though you are quite a ways down from whatever this structure above is. But eventually you will enter into you'll approach another doorway in front of you. It's this kind of like golden doors adorned with what seems to be like strange winged creatures, and a set of like humanoids. Some of them are kind of standing on the ground. Others have wings on their back that seem to be almost... you can tell the artwork here almost marks it as a greetings, like this is like, opening the gates of some place.
hopefully no flying T-Rexes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just give a perception check on the door itself, just make sure, it seems safe to open, and does it open easily, kind of thing.
Kind of taking a look at it. The door isn't sealed enough that, it's like got enough of a space that you can tell it's not locked up. And they just seem to be on some hinges. It does seem as though they kind of push in to whatever the chamber is. But otherwise, you don't really see much on them other than they are exquisitely carved in this kind of like very mixtures of silver and gold.
I'm just gonna look at Calder and go, no, you can't take them.
Damn.
Not with that attitude.
Just a little bit.
Well, I guess let's open them.
All right. Pushing them open is this kind of large chamber where you can see sets of basically benches to either side, and a kind of what looks to be massive globe kind of floating in the middle of the room. It seems to be made of kind of like a kind of mixture of glasses that are various colors that seem to be colored like with oceans and land and mountains and kind of stuff like that. The floor below you is transparent. If not for like metal structures that rain through it, it would look as though there's nothing there. And in front of you, there is what looks to be a kind of desk with a kind of strange-looking metal man made of kind of gears and cogs that kind of with a kind of large red lens in front of where its head would be, kind of leaning over the desk.
I hope no one has acrophobia.
Well, about that, Ixbanor is clinging very, very tightly to your leg.
It's fine. I don't even think it. Does it seem active at all? Is the lens like glowing or anything, or is it just kind of there?
Currently does not seem to be active.
Well, you'll be fine. You might want to just. I'm gonna.
One of you want to examine the weird metal man?
Not think I'm.
Bring me over to him.
Okay.
I shake you off my leg onto Calder.
As you kind of step into the room, the creature kind of starts kind of twisting and kind of moving and kind of like almost stands up from its leaning position, and then kind of like in a strange language, kind of like in this kind of like almost kind of like metal screeching voice, says something to you.
I'm going to, at that point, cast Translated 4th level, so we can all speak this language.
Okay. Okay. It just seems to be standing there after it said something to you.
Could you
Can
repeat?
you repeat that?
Yes, I can. Greetings and welcome to the grand city of Theltiasnian.
Oh wow. Does anyone know how to spell that?
Yes, I will
I
put that
don't know
in
if
the
it
chat.
might have accidentally
You can short
roboed
it
on
out.
that.
I can take a look at you if you're shorting out.
Theltiasnian. That was as
Oh.
Game Master, apparently. Should be public rule. Sorry.
I mean, I can see it.
That
Yeah,
just
we know
show.
we
It's
can
just, it's just saying Game Master. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the
Game
character
master.
you're typing as.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
If
if
you
you don't have
selected,
if you're
like,
not
a token-
selecting a character, it won't. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
just say Game Master.
Capital of the Grand Empire. What is your business here in the city today?
So this guy's like door check.
We're looking for the temple to the sun goddess.
Processing. That is unknown. What is your business in the city?
Oh no.
I climb onto the desk.
Scanning. Local wildlife. Species 247ABY from region 27. Greetings, species 2847Y from region 27.
Hi. Sorry, I was just trying to get off the.
Are
glass
you
floor.
here
It's
to be
very
taken
unnerving.
to the zoo
No.
or the
No?
Grand Gardens for display?
No, I think he's here for
No.
the zoo.
I may provide directions to the Grand Gardens or the zoo if you are being taken there.
Just didn't like walking on the glass floor. It's very unnerving.
You don't like heights?
I'm fine
Registering.
with heights.
You
I
have
don't
received
like.
the blessings of the gods and have learned to speak. You are now be considered citizen material. Greetings, citizen species.
The name's Ixbanor.
Registered. Citizen Ixbanor. Greetings and welcome to the Grand Sky City of Sultiansnan.
So.
Is
What?
there
We're here to find a spark.
I do not understand. I cannot help you if you do not explain why you are here. I must register you with apologies. The telepathic network between my kind seems to be malfunctioning. I cannot register you properly.
I think you have been offline for a very long time.
I will check myself. I have been in sleep mode
Chronometer.
for perhaps 2,000 solar cycles.
Oh, that's certainly something.
Honestly, not as long as I thought it'd be.
Before then, I had slept for longer, but there was a visitor. They did not ask me your questions. They knew where they needed to go.
Do you mind if we ask who the visitor was?
Yes. The Grand One.
From accounting. Could you elaborate on that at all? This is all I know him as.
I
What was
assume
his
since
purpose?
2,000 years have passed, you perhaps do not remember the Grand One? That is a shame.
Yeah.
That people of the Empire would forget. The Grand One, first of the first, chosen of our Creator. Beast of the Sky. I was surprised he was in form similar to you. Kind of looking towards Calder.
Do you know what this guy's talking about?
Maybe a dragon of some sort?
Ah, yes, colloquial term. Dragon. Accurate.
They can turn into humans?
There was rumors of that, but
That's freaky. I don't like that. That's
I
weird.
kind of thought that'd just be, I thought that was just legends getting thrown about.
I don't know. Well, I guess this might confirm it.
I would ask that you would wait here. I would like to try to reconnect with the network. Check you in properly.
Sure. I guess.
Why not?
Do you know how long that'll take?
Unknown. It may take some time. But there are refreshments. It'll kind of look over towards what akins to probably like a little cart and like maybe like a little fountain where there's cups and stuff on. The fountain does still have water in it, but the cart seems clear of anything at all that might be edible.
Oh, well. Thanks. I'll just take out like some dried meat from my rations and just start eating that. He's like, yeah, I'll pass.
So...
I'm gonna look around the cart, like
Okay.
if there's any dishes on it, like lift up.
It does look
See a
as
bit.
it does look as this thing once held probably small like foods and stuff. This would have been equivalent to like a small wooden cart, like delivering goods, probably at like a market. You probably have seen things like this before,
Yeah.
But
I was just wondering, like, hey, I lift up a lid and like all of a sudden food appears or something,
I don't know. It just seems empty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you do find anything, that might be like lignified by now.
Well, it could be magic.
Good point. Do they have any mustard on that cart?
Are there nothing there for your option?
Damn.
The food is not there. Normally, food does not last that long.
I'm sorry. Normally, it would be supplied.
No, don't worry about it.
Well, is there anything else before I leave you then?
Is there a map of the city that you could provide us with that we could look over?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Do you have a device that could use it, or do you require physical maps?
Yeah, I'll hold out the map thing that I have, the
Miniature
Yeah.
globe.
Ah!
Yep.
Excellent. It does seem to be still functioning. This is a piece from similar to my time. It is going to actually reach down and pull up this kind of small crystal kind of suspended in thing of metal. Can kind of be like, please hold it over here.
I do so.
It's going to have point one of its kind of jointed fingers in which like part of it will like detach and like a little like beam of energy, of magical energy, will hit the crystal, and then the crystal will like kind of like diffuse almost like a rainbow in it, and it will kind of then like beam into your device. You should be able to access a city map then. He'll put the thing back down like under the desk then.
Ixbanor does a spin and holds it over his head.
Mhm. Mhm. Anyway,
Thank you.
excellent. I will go now. It's going to kind of move off and head back behind it. And basically, rather than make looks like a set of main doors, which mirror the doors that you came in through, it'll kind of go to the wall next to there. And it'll kind of raise its hand to the wall. And the wall will kind of open up, and it'll kind of stand inside and turn around, and then the wall will close, and it will disappear.
Neat.
Nice trick.
What are you doing
Well,
in
do you
here?
see anything that's... Well, I'm going to say to Ixbanor, well, you have the map. Do you see anything that looks like a temple?
I'll look for a temple on the map.
So, good news and bad news. You have a map of the city. You do not have a labeled map of the city.
Oh,
So-
yeah, that'd be a problem.
Do you see anything that looks like a pyramid?
There are no pyramids in this structure. What seem to be is a system of a lower kind of underside, which seems to be like the kind of, I would call like floor of this entire area, which seems to be honeycombed with all kinds of structures and stuff. And then like, I would describe it as a combination of like, rather than like skyscrapers, it looks like massive like trees, which kind of branch up on the other side, and then kind of have these like interwoven branches together. That seem to make up the majority of the city. Though in the center of it is a massive tower, which leads up to what appears to be on your little like, illusionary image, a massive sphere that seems to be floating above the central tower. So,
Ixbanor, maybe while
Yeah?
looking at the map, try, doing something with your staff, see if maybe there's some kind of interaction that can happen with that.
Well, I don't think it'll interrupt the map, but I feel like just pulling it out and kind of moving it around, seeing if I feel anything.
yes, you feel a pull kind of up, but also at an angle.
Probably the giant sphere. Looking at the map, does it seem to correlate with the giant sphere?
Probably. At least it seems to correlate with the central tower that seems to go up above everything. And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
like as
that
much as
makes
these like
sense.
massive like tree structures seem to go up like quite a bit, the central tower seems to stretch up like 3 times the height of that before getting to the massive sphere that seems to float above it. So it is like a structure that seems like as tall as a mountain kind of thing. Very impressive.
While we're waiting here, I'm going to look around the desk, see if there's any like actual books or any physical stuff that we could look at. I'll do a perception.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a lobby, right?
Yeah. It's a
Oh,
lobby.
God, that's a horrible law. I did use all my good rolls up.
Mhm. It's a lobby
I
with
don't
like
this.
a clockwork being that like watches over it, basically. Yeah.
By the way, I'm not afraid of heights. I just really don't like the glass floor. It's giving me vertigo.
Yeah. No, it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz when you go to the main door. The guard greets you.
Yeah. You can take a look around, and you can see where the where you assume what he put away as stored, and there seems to be these kind of like a number of drawers down here, and then other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything sitting out. There seems to be about 4 drawers. From his angle, you can assume one of them is where he got the crystal with the, you know, map to update your magic thing there. But other than that, yeah, they all seem kind of sealed away.
Okay, so they don't seem like they could easily just be opened.
If you try playing around with them, you can't get them open. There's no obvious place for like a lock or anything. But yeah, just like pulling on them doesn't open them.
Do either of you want to look at these, see if you can figure out if there's like some kind of mechanism?
I can give it a shot, I guess. I'll inspect it if I may.
Go ahead.
Perception, or can I use crafting here?
I'd say you can use crafting.
Word.
Okay.
I
Oh,
will
God.
roll that.
Okay. Better.
No key laced.
Look, it's not a crit fail, at least.
It could be worse, I guess.
You don't trigger the defenses of this place and disintegrate us all.
You click the button wrong and you are vaporized instantly. 90 d8 force damage, please.
You kind of like look at it, and it's definitely something that's a little bit more subtle. But the way that it looks, it seems as though there is a kind of structure on the handle that like it takes you like a kind of like getting kind of at a close angle. You think it would probably match that thing that you saw's hand. So most likely, it's made to use his hand to probably allow it to open up. Like, you know, like his hand is the key to the thing here.
Yeah, we'll have to get the that guy to touch it. Or I could take his hand off.
True.
What do you guys want to do? I'm cool with either.
Oh, he's not here, so either would not be an option at this point.
I mean, we can just go back and say, hey, I need to borrow your hand for a bit.
I
think
doubt
he'd be
we could
okay with that.
activate the wall that he went through.
I also doubt there'll be anything that worthwhile in these drawers.
I don't know. Could be like long lost knowledge or money.
More likely logs of people who have come in and out.
Yeah, well, isn't that kind of what we're looking for, though?
I mean, that would be useful, but
I mean, why not take the
he
game?
might also just be willing to share that information with us.
Oh, yeah, fair. We could go back and knock on that wall. I think he'd come out. He seemed nice enough.
Well, I think he is going to be busy for a little bit.
Yeah,
I have a feeling he's not going to be able to connect, and we should probably make our way on our own.
yeah, fair. Oh wait, he said there was a network of these guys. So if we find another one,
Unless... Unless we get the secret ending by waiting.
You never know.
as long as we don't hit the QTE and we just sit here, eventually.
I mean, we could rest for a few minutes and see, you know, fill our water skins at the fountain and see if he appears within like an hour. If not, then continue.
No reason not to.
Okay, so you're getting like an hour of rest. You think you're saying?
Yeah,
I
just
guess so.
to like recuperate a little bit and then see if he comes back. And if he doesn't, then we'll just move on.
Sure. As I said, there seems to be the if you want to grab water from the fountain, it seems to be clear water with these kind of like small like flumed glasses that are kind of positioned next to it to allow you kind of like scoop in and pull some out with like kind of like little handles on them. Allows for some dipping. It feels a little fancy. And like, but it is like, you know, kind of like tiny, kind of like really nice looking cups that you kind of dip into the water and take a drink from. And it seems cool and fresh. The water is kind of trickling around and seems to be circulating, probably through magic.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna fill up my water skin.
Sure.
Yeah,
You
same.
can kind of dip it in there.
Yeah.
And get some water out.
Because
I was thinking the same
one
thing.
way to keep water from going stagnant.
Mhm.
Magic solves everything, I guess.
I mean, usually, not always.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes it makes acid rain fall down and worms pop out of your skin, but magic solves a lot of problems.
Sometimes you deactivate the magic and piss off a
Forest
nature.
god. But hey, magic can solve problems. It can cause a lot, but sometimes it can solve problems.
So, yeah. If you wait around for an hour, around the back end of it, the wall will open up again, and the clockwork man will kind of take a step out and kind of return to his position.
See?
Thank you for
Told
waiting.
you'd be back. So did you reconnect?
Unfortunately, the network seems down. I was unable to connect with anybody or anything that would be able to enact repairs. I'm just going to have to wait.
No. Oh,
Perhaps
repairs used.
If you are in need of speed, I may be able to manually take your information.
Yeah.
No, we can do that later. We need
Well,
your hand.
No, I think it's fine.
Really want to fill up.
He's gonna reach down for probably another one of those drawers, pull it open, and then pull out what looks to be like a book that seems to be in pretty good shape still, along with a basically like an ink pen, and then like kind of opens it up and kind of flips through it to like very far into it, and then he'll be like, "Please, I will require your names, purposes for being here, and your time of stay. If you are planning for long-term stay, I will need to see your rite of passage for either citizenship or work."
Okay, what did he ask for? Say that again.
He either
Rite
needs
of passage, citizenship, or
an exact reason why you're here, or basically like paperwork for if you would be like applying to live here and or applying to work here.
This is the part of the game where the Papers, Please minigame comes up.
But you're on the other side trying to trick the guy.
Just let us through.
Mhm.
Give you 200 kroner if you waive my work visa.
He just needs, he really needs a name, reason, and
Length of stay.
length of stay.
I love paperwork. We love paperwork.
Well, my name is Ixbanor Halifax.
That's your last name.
We'll start writing it in.
Fair enough, I guess.
Your reason for visiting the grand city of the sky?
To find a spark.
Once again, I do not understand what that means. Perhaps you should speak with the administration or the government.
He's vague like that.
I mean,
Council
I
of
guess.
Elders may understand what you speak of.
How about historical cataloging?
Then the Great Library may be of use to you. I can provide you with directions to that, or the council building, or the elders.
How about the library?
He can point it out on your map.
Okay.
Got all sorts of good stuff.
What is this building, by the way? I'll ask about the giant building in the center.
That is the Grand Tower. On the lower levels, you may find the council. On mid-levels, the elders, and those that connect with the gods at the upper echelon. Those that would seek the top would be those that connect with our great creator, who birthed us and gave us life.
Well, that was easy.
Umbrin Wisespark.
You have a different
Also
reason
length
for
of
being
stay.
here?
Oh, yeah.
Length
Yeah,
of stay probably no long. Length of stay shouldn't be any longer than a week.
1 week.
Okay.
Do you have a different reason for being here, Sir Umbrin?
Religious study.
Excellent. I would recommend, then, a number of small shrines and temples throughout the city if you are looking to study them, or the library.
Thank you.
Are you also a weak?
Yes, we are traveling as a group.
And you, sir?
Calder, Anthony Wrynn. Guard duty, I guess.
Ah,
Yo, Tony.
Hey, Tony, come over here.
I understand need for travelers sometimes to have guards, but be assured the security of the city will be able to protect anything and anybody.
I don't doubt that. and
My-
I'm sure
That's
you will
sweet.
be
My
very
brethren
soon.
will be enough to crush anything that would threaten you.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I get the feeling we'll meet them very soon.
I assume Talas
and-
is just gonna say guard as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, also about a week.
He'll kind of close up the book and like put it back in the drawer he got it out from. Well, thank you for your assistance. If you require anything else, I will remain here. I understand how, in 2,000 years, other than the network being down, I'm sure there may be more issues. If there are, please, I may be able to help. I may not be able to.
I
Thank
gotta-
you for your assistance.
Oh wait, is anywhere else in this city locked like that, like those drawers of yours?
Ah, plenty of things are usually locked. Traditionally, it either uses a scan of one's arcane signature, or, as with my kind, it requires our palms and arcane signatures to open up many of the locks in the city. Since you are unregistered, I would recommend using more of the public access areas. But if you need to enter any private area and you do not have access, you can usually address one of my kin and see if they may be able to open it for you. If you have a proper reason or permit, they will usually allow you in. I would recommend addressing the librarian as this. Depending on the books you need, you may need permissions to access them.
Understood.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
Where is your network housed, or your hub? I guess if you
Yeah,
have one.
I mean,
The
perhaps
core
we can
of
help
the
get
hub-
that back online.
Well,
we could get
I
that
doubt
working,
that,
maybe.
unfortunately. The core of the hub is found within
Okay.
the grand sun of our city.
Oh.
Most of the major magical networks travel through there. Its light permanently illuminating our grand city. Night may never fall when the sun shines.
We might come back to it. Never say never. Thanks. What was your name again?
I do not have a traditional designation, as you would, but I am the check-in.
I'll call you
Okay.
John.
I was gonna call him Check.
How about Chuck?
My kind, with our network, traditionally does not require names like your kind does, though now that I am, at least for now, separate, Chuck is fine.
Yeah, we'll go with Chuck. Fair enough. Alright, well, later, Chuck.
Later.
We
I-
leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chuck will
me
let you
clinging,
go. You're still
me
like,
clinging
clinging
very
to someone.
tightly to someone's shoulder.
It's like you just like feel like tiny claws on your shoulder as you kind of like move to walk away.
Oh.
You
Don't
can
tell me
have-
there are there do the floors stop being glass after we
It
leave the
does.
building?
After you leave the area here, you will return to more of the dark stone, kind of almost marble-ish flooring that seems to be in a lot of this area. It does seem to be this kind of like almost black stone. You're not sure. It's like polished to like almost a marble sheen, even though you do not think it's marble, whatever the stone is that seems to be made of a lot of this building. But it all seems to be stone with these like metal reinforcements that also seem to be kind of like oozing with powerful magics, stuff like that.
It's
At least
just
the
asphalt.
floor is not lava.
True. But you never know. There could be a place with that. So you have directions through the city to your to at least the library. Is that where you want to go for now, or is there anywhere else you'd rather go?
I mean, if we pass any of the shrines, I'll investigate them.
He did point out a few that might be along your area. I guess let's roll me a dice here. If you're going to check out one of them, we'll say.
Sure.
So roll me a d20 if you would.
Okay.
A 1. Very interesting. So second.
I used up my 2 good rolls for the night
And it's all downhill from here.
for who goes to answer a question.
Okay. You'll find a kind of like a small shrine. So here's we'll kind of like switch things a little bit here. This one here. Turn that down a little bit there. And let me switch this here to. So I didn't have a really good like true Sky City, so I stole the Sky City from City of Air, so we can enjoy that. Look, it's an official Sky City that exists in some kind of media.
I ride a Birdman.
I know. Finding a Sky City that probably would not be just random like stuff on the internet, it's not easy. Anyway, enjoy. So we'll do this here.
I mean, again, last time when we were climbing the mountain, I was just picturing High Hrothgar. When we were talking about the Sky City, I was just picturing Skyward Sword.
So, as you kind of like navigate your way through this Undercity, the first part of this is like these kind of like long tunnels that lead to staircases that are kind of like they're not kind of like back and forth staircase. So you're kind of like the square staircases. They're more akin to that. That takes you up a number of floors, and eventually you will find a way out into a surface through, by our standards, the exit to the staircase to the surface would be appearance-wise something like a subway exit, even though it's not really. Though again, maybe there's a magical subway in a giant city. You don't know. It's the same kind of open concept, though. You didn't ask about that kind of stuff.
I want to take the tube station.
If Eberron teaches us anything, anybody with clockwork builds magic trains.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eberron.
Well, it could also have trains that go above, too.
True.
That's true.
But as I described here, there are massive trees that are basically akin to skyscrapers, except they are basically like a combination of what looks to be like wood, stone, and metal. It's almost as if like they magically grew trees that were maybe like a couple 100 feet tall, and then just like hollowed out and transformed them into some kind of structure using the core of the tree as like a natural kind of like building material. It's quite fascinating, and far probably beyond anything you guys could do at this point in time, because probably requires a lot of weird magics and stuff like that. But you can see that there's kind of like these branches that kind of go out to different levels between all these different trees. There are kind of like tops to these trees and stuff too. But you can also see like suspended areas, and like this kind of like walkway here has these little like almost kind of garden paths kind of out in the kind of streets that kind of go in between them. It's very pristine. Everything looks really nice and well maintained, I will say, perhaps through magic or clockwork automata. The place is well maintained.
Still being upkept, basically. Yeah.
Yes. Long after this place is seemingly abandoned by its masters. The robot dudes don't know any different.
Yeah.
But you can kind of navigate your way towards where the library is, which is set into one of these tree structures, kind of in the mid-level of it. But yeah, along the way, you can actually see what appears to be a small shrine. This shrine is kind of built out kind of at the edge of one of these trees. So it's almost shifted out of more the wood part of this tree, where the root structures would have been originally, rather than the stone and metal. And it's this kind of structure that seems very kind of like a built small for almost like small prayers and kind of things like that, with a couple of statuettes that maybe are very, very vague in their appearance and almost might represent something. And it seems to be a place to perhaps put donations or put prayers to some form of deity. So that's the shrine you first when you've come across.
Yeah.
You want to do anything with it? Or
just
you
looks
just
like
look at
a
it?
generic kind of shrine. I guess I'll try a religion to try to see if
Sure.
I can glean anything out of it.
It seems simple, is what I'll say, rather than generic.
Okay.
Carefully looking at the shrine, there are some things that are very noticeable. The basis of the shrine, where like kind of things are on, it looks as though the container almost is shaped like it is the base of a tree, with almost kind of like where roots would enter into the ground around the base of it. And everything, and this entire area is actually kind of like shaded over. There's like a kind of roofing above it that keeps things like a kind of like a little shaded and dark. The little figures that are here both seem slightly humanoid, but there is something odd about each of them. They're very simple figures, but it appears as though like both of them would have had 4 legs in a vague humanoid form. So it's kind of very like, rather than like a centaur where it's got like the long body, it's kind of like got 4 legs coming from its base, whatever it would be. But it's a very simple like carved figure out of like one piece of stone that are kind of either side here, out of a kind of actually grayish stone rather than the black stone that you see very much often in here.
I guess I'll make a little prayer. I'll just say, maybe whatever gods remain here watch over our journey. And
Okay.
I'll put in a silver piece.
Okay. Right, I guess you're heading on then?
Yep.
You could deviate a little bit to something that would be another structure if you wish to. Or you can head on to the library. Up to you.
I mean, could be worth exploring, but also we might be able to find more about the city in the library.
Yeah.
You don't have it. You don't have anything to delineate whether that's another structure like the one you just saw,
Right.
which is probably like a more local place, because this is a massive city, so probably like small shrines like that would be very, like I can give a prayer and I don't have to go to a big place to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess just head to the library for now.
Yeah.
We might
Alright.
be able to find out more information about,
Mhm.
like where things are in the city there, a little bit more specific than just...
This building is kind of marked with, did your spell allow you to read? Let me just
Yes,
ask that.
it allows you to read and speak.
And how long does that
Isn't it
last?
just
to?
an hour?
I think it's an hour.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
your
an
spell would have
hour.
ended
Yeah, which
by
we've
now.
already waited.
Oh yeah, shit.
Mhm.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's not going to be good.
Well, you'll reach another building with kind of some writing above like a main door that kind of is up a small staircase that goes up maybe like 5 feet into the side of this massive tree structure. Again, think like redwood tree structures. This is like magical tree skyscraper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably should have held that spell until
Yeah, I honestly think it was good to get the information in the map and stuff.
yeah. But now we're going to a library that we're not going to be able to read anything in.
I mean, we got a week.
You do.
True.
So yeah, there's some writing above the door, and you can kind of easily push your way inside into what looks to be another kind of, I'd say, opening area, kind of like a resting room, waiting room. There's another desk with another automata behind it who seems to be in the midst of like polishing up the desk. And there seems to be these 4 what looks to be like flowers, 2 to either side of you, and then a set of 2 doors to each to the side behind the automata. So like these flowers are like on the floor and kind of flat but not, and they seem to be the base of like these areas that seem to spread up above somewhere with kind of light shining
As
down.
we enter, I have an idea actually.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you have any ink and paper?
Yes.
No.
Would you mind
Yes.
writing down the symbols that are above the door?
Sure.
I'm thinking next time I use that spell, we'll be able to see what those symbols mean, write it underneath, and we'll be able to start being able to maybe kind of
Decipher.
start to decipher the language, so we don't need to rely on just the spell for an hour at a time.
No, that makes sense.
As you kind of enter in the door, the automata will kind of turn towards you and say something to you.
Yeah, the problem.
Can you speak our language?
It'll kind of cock its head and then start saying something for a little while.
Anything? Do we need to converse for a bit for you to translate?
Then I speak language.
Good enough.
Yes. We can understand you now.
So, in language, crude, able to translate. Welcome. What help with?
I seek knowledge on religious texts.
Seek library?
Yes.
Do you have pass?
The receptionist did not tell us about a pass. Where would we get one?
Without pass, can go public.
No, that's fine.
Can't allow other.
Understood.
Reading. Process. Your language now is understood. Sorry. That has been long since I have tried to make other languages understood.
It's not your fault.
No
then.
problem.
Sorry, travelers, guests. Without pass, you may not enter many of the library spaces, but public space, you are allowed. He's gonna point out to one of the kind of flowers. There. You may use that.
Eh?
Thank you.
I walk up and touch the flower.
It's a plant.
It seems kind of solid to the touch, but as I said, it's kind of opened up all the way and kind of flat on the ground there, almost. If you are unaware, just stand. I will activate.
Oh. You have to activate it. Got it.
We'll all stand in front of the flower.
He's gonna point one of his hands, and again that similar thing with the finger opening up and a little light will go out and kind of go into the flower, and it will basically then rise up. So it's basically like an organic elevator. You would think of it as. So the kind of on the flower, you kind of float up as it kind of goes up the shaft that was above it, and kind of puts you up to a floor above where it'll kind of stop, as it kind of lurch to a stop. And it is probably not as pleasant as an actual elevator, but it was kind of cool.
This is definitely an interesting place.
But you seem to be in another kind of opening chamber, where there is a number of kind of open floors, probably 2 or 3 of them, and you can see all kinds of shelves covered in countless books. There seems to be a twin set of Mechanica that are kind of manning a kind of circular desk in the center of this area straight in front of you, as you can kind of go off in many directions to all kinds of books and different things there. One of them will kind of like approach the side of the circular desk towards you and be like, "Greetings, welcome." Actually, start speaking in something you don't understand again.
Yeah, we'll just do the same process.
Yeah, you have the. You might need to get our language from the receptionist.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Mhm.
Remember, they're disconnected. I think we're just gonna have to do this with every single one of them.
Yeah.
No, well,
After a little while, it will start to respond, back to you and be like, "I may now speak with you. Apologies, I have not used language translation in some time. If you are looking to get help from any of my kind, most do not have translation, but in public works, like library, we have it."
It's fine.
Understood. Do you have any books that could possibly help us learn your language?
That'll take a while.
Well,
Your
or
language
just
is unfamiliar to us on a physical nature. Through magical translation, we are unable to understand it. I had to turn these down. As you enter, if you are looking to figure out some form of translation or learn the natural language, there are books, but I am unaware if you are familiar with those languages. What languages may you speak?
I'll say.
I'll
that-
I'll rattle off mine.
Oh yeah, Elven maybe might be potentially similar enough.
Yeah, I got
That's another
Goblin,
language.
Jotun, and Shadow Tongue.
The Elven script is within our knowledge base, and we have a number of scripts on them. Though rare as it is, the Elven people did contribute a few books to our library. I may be able to find
Better.
a translation guide to that.
That would be wonderful.
It'll kind of like move over to another area of the desk and like lift up part of it and kind of put it back down, and then kind of like walk over kind of into the things as the other one will kind of like turn towards you and kind of like wait, and kind of like turn to like watch you and like maybe like help you while the other one wanders off somewhere into the things. And then if you aren't going to say anything else in a little while, we'll come back with 3 texts. And then present them to... I'm going to roll a d6, because it's not going to present it to the tiny guy. Sorry, tiny guy.
I don't know why, I'm just picturing Ixbanor holding out his hands and then
Gonna
just
just
walking
give it
by.
to Talas. It's just going to give it to Talas. Just like, right, the Talas are... These books will allow you to figure out translations. Good luck in learning the language. If there's anything else,
Thank you.
please ask. We may direct you towards appropriate books.
Thank you.
Now, the question is, am I the only one who knows Elven?
I think so.
I don't know it.
I don't know it.
Alice doesn't know it. Yep, so I'm gonna be the translator.
There would have been other languages, but Elven is an ancient language, because I did mention the Elves are one of the more ancient races that are other than
Yeah,
these.
Yeah.
and I knew that. That's why. I don't. That's the thing. I don't think Orcish, Goblin, or Jotun are going to be.
Yeah, I got Goblin, Jotun, and Shadow Tongue.
Might be something on Shadow Tongue. That's a rare one. But like one of the primordial languages is probably one of the more likely ones, if one of you had that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's, I don't know any way to really learn languages in Pathfinder.
Hey, you have some...
There are feats.
Intelligence.
There are feats. Yeah, increasing your intelligence score, and taking feats. Also, there is a whole linguist, special, what is it?
Dedication.
Subclass? Dedication, thank you. Yeah. And that's basically what you do if you want to be like the language guy. You pick the dedication. That lets you learn a lot.
Gotcha.
Oh, yep.
So
yeah, you can look through there, and it's like if you wanted to translate something from this, it would be slow going but possible.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where it will take like 10 minutes for simple things, you know?
Yeah.
You have to flip through the book to find every word.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I'm gonna continue working on the symbols,
Okay.
like borrow your writing equipment if I can,
Yeah.
and writing down different symbols so we can translate them later.
Yeah.
So we could maybe actually come up with a rudimentary translation for common.
Yeah.
And maybe provide that to one of these mechanisms, and maybe they can help in some way.
True. You are unaware if their ability to translate through magic goes to reading, or if it's just words.
Yeah.
So it does seem as though
Worst case,
ones that
we
work
can have
with
them read things to us.
Yeah. the ones that work in the public do seem to be able to like do this though. Turns out because sometimes you get guests that speak other languages.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we could also ask, see if some of them could actually read us books.
So, are you just gonna translate, or is there anything else anybody wants to do? Necessarily.
Well, there's nothing here that I'm going to be able to read, so I'm going to work on, like I said, trying to get down symbols, and then tomorrow I can cast a spell again and take an hour to try to, create basically create a cipher.
Okay.
I mean, are there any books on like chemistry, mechanics?
Ooh.
Because surely, for such an advanced civilization,
Yes. If you would inquire, they probably could provide some things. It will say, I can provide you with some very rudimentary books. Unfortunately, most heavy scientific tomes are kept behind permissions. You would need a
Right.
pass to access them.
Are we? Oh, by the way, are we able to check out books?
You cannot check out books, though if you require for some form of research purposes copies, we may be able to provide copies of up to 2 books per day.
oh, awesome.
We're definitely gonna need a copy of this book. I hold up the translation book.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Where did we get one of these passes? Is that with Chuck?
Chuck,
don't
I am
know
unaware of this, Chuck.
Your guy.
The receptionist to the city.
Yeah.
Receptionists cannot grant such passes. You will require to meet with the council or the elders in order to receive one.
Gotcha. Oh, what does this pass look like? Just for,
It'll describe it as a small metal plate with certain types of magical runes etched in it.
Damn.
That are meant to basically show off that you've gained permission, kind of thing.
I figured it was gonna be magic, but I
Yeah,
was hoping
magic-
on the off
magic
chance
library
if it wasn't,
card.
I could make
Yeah.
a forgery.
Yeah, you
Damn
need you need magic library card.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, alright, fair enough. Yeah, copy of that.
It will
And,
also inform you. There are 3 levels of passes for different needs. The general pass that can be gained is for most visitors or work stays. There is the citizens pass, which is for citizens of key jobs that require certain levels of research. And then there is the upper echelons, where members of the council, elders, or other important figures can access.
Do you by any chance? Do you by any chance know where the head librarian lives? It might be nice to go and visit them.
The head librarian has not entered into this place in. It'll spout off
Any of the citizens are
some
dead.
date So I think, let's see what the date would be. The head librarian last visited. Here's 2 months, 5 days, and hours. Sorry, I'm just gonna do this here. Head librarian last visited 9,764 years ago, 10 months, 5 days, 8 hours, 15 minutes, and 16 seconds.
17, 18, 19.
Well, perhaps he's at his house. We can go visit him there if you can give us directions.
Yeah.
Private accommodations are unallowed, though if the head librarian is not here, most likely he will be at the council chambers, as the position of head librarian and master of knowledge of the city is a member of the council.
Gotcha.
Could you also direct us, we have a map here, to any public house that we could seek accommodation at?
Are you implying for an inn?
Yes.
There is a inn here. It is the closest one to this location, though there are a number throughout the city.
Thank you. Because we are going to need a place to stay at some point. That, you know, wouldn't be locked.
That is also true. I don't know. You don't want to get stuck in some place without a lock and key and just not be able to enter into it. Anyway,
I was hoping that he would point us to the head librarian's house and we could steal his basket.
I figured that,
that's
but
kind of what I was
he's
thinking.
not going to give out someone's address, I don't think.
I know.
I mean, it's fine. We can. I was kind of hoping it was just like one of the normal locks we've seen, so I could just pick it. But
Yeah, I think all these in this place is going to be advanced.
I hate magic.
as he said, all of them use your arcane signature.
Magic sucks.
Basically,
It makes
magic
people
biometrics.
Well, most likely, any of the living citizens are long dead. If we come across bodies, we might be able to get, like, you know, slowly upgrade our passes.
Yeah.
That's what other reason why I'm thinking, like, an inn, you know.
Yeah.
You know, might be a good thing. There could be, you know, some dead people in the inn.
Sure. So far, you haven't seen anybody, but it doesn't mean there aren't people that are passed away somewhere in the city.
Maybe
True.
they had a do not disturb sign on their door.
Ooh, could be. Are you doing anything else right now in the library, or do you want to head to the inn for now?
Do you want to check out your book or get your copies of books first?
Yeah.
Technically, you would need someone to use one of their copies. This is like they would give it 3 books, and each person can get 2 copies.
Okay.
They're basically
well, I
going to
was
use
getting
some, like, they have like a fabricator that they can magically fabricate extras, you know?
Yeah. So I'll definitely get one of the. Actually, how many books were there of translation
3.
books?
3.
3.
3 total.
So
Yeah.
you could get 2 of them, and like I could get 1 of them.
Yep.
Seeing what they do, you assume probably these guys go in, and as books age, they probably just replace them with new versions of them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real ship of thesis.
Print out a new copy.
Again, it's the ship of Theseus that they've been doing here for like 10,000 years. It does save the knowledge, technically.
True.
Yeah.
That I was gonna do a book each, I guess, on
Yeah.
mechanics and chemistry.
Yeah, you can find a mechanics and chemistry book. Though you can't translate them, you certainly can, like, see some things in there that do kind of match some things you know. But there are some advanced things in there that you don't necessarily understand. Like, there's some symbols in there that are like basically universal kind of like math things. As much as this is a different language, it is a language that probably has basis in the world you're in. So there is, like, you know, bits of it that you understand.
Mhm.
But yes.
I guess since there's one more book technically we can check out.
Technically 3 more
I'll
books.
see if I
'cause Talas has 2 too.
Oh
Remember?
yeah, true. Well, I'll see if I can get something on religious iconography.
Ah, you can.
I might not be able to, read it, but I
Yeah.
can at least like get familiar with some of the images and stuff.
Yeah. Alright, okay. You can receive a book of religious iconography. Sure. Anything else I'm going to grab before you head to the inn?
Not that I can think of.
No, not at the moment.
All right.
Oh,
I mean,
do they
We-
have a book that lists like major places in the city?
Ooh. City guide.
oh yeah, like a
like a city
guidebook.
guide.
Yeah.
They probably would. I'm going to be honest. In a public place like this, they probably would have a loose city guide. He'll say, like, unfortunately, this city guide may perhaps be out of date by 12,000 years.
It gives us at least a reference point.
There was no need to upgrade after the illusionary mapping system was put in place.
Is there a way to add text to our map?
Those with skilled arcane magics may be able to do so.
Got it.
If one aligns one's arcane signature with the map, one may put things on it, as it'll kind of reach in and like where it was telling you where the where the inn was, it can like put its finger there, and there'll be like a little glowing mark there.
Can I try and see if I can manipulate it and see if I can like add a label to it?
Yes, make an Arcana check.
I'm
No.
rolling that.
Okay. I accept the reroll.
There we go.
All right, that was
Oh
4
my
instead of a 3.
Gosh.
Anyway,
What is with our rolls today? At least it's not like the most
Yeah.
important.
you've been rolling very badly on rolls where it's like not great to have those bad rolls at, but not the worst. And I will tell you, right now you can't figure it out. It doesn't mean you might not be able to, but like, you're unsure how to align your arcane signature, as he says it. You assume it might be some kind of like something to do with the arcane energy that flows through you. So maybe you think like, well, I can't really do it now.
Attunement?
Maybe I have to figure out maybe an attunement, or like that's kind of like a almost like a meditative state with something, you know. Maybe you have to kind of figure that out and kind of like basically when you're resting or maybe like getting your like stuff back, you can kind of like try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but you're not gonna genius it and do it instantaneously, unfortunately.
Basically, that's me trying for the day.
Yep.
I guess we adjourn to the inn where we can.
Well, why don't we take our break then,
Yes.
before you get to the inn? Because it's a good time to turn that off there and turn on the normal background music, and we'll do that. So, if you out there need a snack, need a drink, need a bathroom break, go ahead and take them. We're gonna be back in a little bit. We're gonna take a small break here and allow our players to do the same, and we'll return to continue heading to the inn, as they've had some interesting adventures already and fun here. So, back in a little bit. And welcome back, everyone. All right. So, you begin to take your journey from the library to the inn. It's very easy travel. Again, this place, like, as you've been wandering through it, is so weird. It's this entire fact of, like, this place seems so fanciful, so grand, but it seems so empty, quiet. At most, you actually do occasionally see some of these like clockwork people seemingly working. But other than that, it is just a quiet place of serenity, with the most like natural things seem to be like kind of these little gardens that are kind of built in between the massive trees that tend to have like some like not fully curated. They are still somewhat natural, but like still kept to a reasonable amount of like, you know, flowers, bushes, trees, little birds, tiny animals. Some of them actually seemingly similar to you, Ixbanor, but some of them also seem strange and unusual, like you've never seen any of them before. Types of birds that are like you've never seen anywhere. Things like that. That at least never know where any of you have traveled to. But you will eventually, though, make your way to where the inn is. This, instead of having a kind of set of staircase leading up, it seems to be almost built into the bottom floor of the tree here, where there is a kind of door into it and a number of like windows built into it. While like kind of you see windows in these trees, they're traditionally not like on the ground level a lot. They're usually a little higher up, you know. When you entered into the library area, that first room was just lit by like, you know, magical lights, you know, that were keeping things bright in there. But other than that, there you do not see any kind of windows, particularly on that like first floor of the library building. But here, there are these kind of open windows. And there's a kind of small lobby area and what seems to be an old restaurant and bar off to the left side. There is, of course, a clockwork being behind the inn here. There also seems to be a sign in front of it, kind of on the desk area where you probably check into the inn. It seems to kind of like it similar to the check-in clerk, seemed to be more on a like like kind of almost low power, not like active. And as soon as you kind of enter into the building, it kind of like perks up. It kind of like comes back to life, and then says something in a language you don't understand.
Are you able to understand us?
Do you have translation features?
It will kind of like make movements and then like and like a kind of strange voice. Yes, I can speak language.
We are looking for accommodations or rooms for the night.
I'm afraid can't help you. The front desk is being manned by me. The innkeeps are not available.
You're not able to provide us a room?
Do you have proper paperwork or payments?
Were we given anything by the
Nope.
desk clerk they ran in? Nope.
Ooh.
No, because I think the point was that he would take our information down and then connect with the others and do a bunch of bureaucratic stuff.
Mhm.
But they can't do that. I mean, I imagine most of the advanced stuff in the city isn't functioning.
Mhm.
It's kind of like look back and forth a little bit.
We registered with the desk clerk, or the receptionist at the main lobby.
Yeah.
We have...
Close the door.
Okay.
I'll close the door.
Why are you in this city? Forgive, but I am aligning finally. It is not natural my form has translation, but I do. Perhaps explanations on both our ends are required. Come, I will serve you drinks? Yes? Your kind require alcohol. Still? Yes?
Sometimes.
That would be nice.
I believe I have some things that were well preserved over the... Do you know how long it has been?
A few thousand years.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 9,000 and 2,000, depending on who we talk to.
Still, most of this is probably quite terrible. This, yes, well preserved, yes. It is probably quite strong. As he's going to kind of reach below the bar and get up like some cups and pull out a bottle of some kind of like probably hard liquor of some kind and kind of pop it, like kind of like open it up properly for like once, and then kind of like pour like little shots of it in cups. What brings you to Seltiasna?
Why did you pick a name of a city that you can't pronounce?
Because I was pronouncing it better earlier, and my brain just has gone shut down from it a little times. It's sort of like you choose a name that you're like, I can pronounce that, and I can, and then like sometimes your brain just like, oh wait, no, you made it more complex than you should have.
That's fair. Kind of like me never being able to pronounce Circean just because I kept trying to say Sorcerian for like the first half of the campaign.
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of look at you guys like, giving you the look of how honest do we want to be?
First, you seem a little bit more... You seem a little bit more aware and independent than the other automatons we met.
I am not part of the network, if that is what you mean. I never was. My mind is of two. The body I am in now, and I have the memories and personalities of the great ancestor of this house put in it. A thing I did for my descendants upon death. Though I am unaware if any remain at this point in time. They did not see fit to bring me with them. I cried for that. If I could.
We unfortunately have not seen anything but automatons in this city.
Yes, this place was abandoned. I am aware of that. Most of my cousins that remain seem unaware. Perhaps some defense in the network, or perhaps they just don't care.
I think they're just doing what they were programmed to do, even if there's no reason to.
Interesting word for what we are, but not. A spark of life lit in metallic shell, but a mind linked with many, a mind of cold metal. It is a strange mixture for myself. Your question?
Why was the city abandoned?
It is a long and hard story, and much I am both aware and unaware of. Not being connected with the others and being merely a mascot in the final days of this place. Where once I was a grand mark, protector of the family, things changed. But to answer your questions, everything fell and changed. The city began to disappear. People began to disappear. less people. The prosperity fell. Things changed. And then everything changed. The great powers that gave birth to all of us, divinity of the city, began to fade. The magic remains. Much does. But perhaps because I am of two minds, I am more able to understand it and feel it. The gifts of our creator, our goddess, no longer come. What was given doesn't fade, but no new arrived. As far as I can tell, there was a great exodus, but my cousins were left. The city was left. We were the capital. Yes, capital of our great civilization. So it was left to remain, to float, to guard. As far as I know, our sister cities were sunk in the waves. Perhaps I should count myself lucky.
Yeah. Well, I have more questions, but might as well answer some of yours first. Was there anything else what would you ask originally?
Why are you here? It's obvious I
Seek.
have slept for some time. But you awakened me. Part of the machine side of me.
We seek a
Well-
spark that was left behind by the sun goddess.
Magic of our creator. What kind of magic? What kind of spark?
It is vague.
One that can take people to a different plane.
Interesting. You would repeat what my organic brethren did. Leave this place.
Yes.
I do not know what their true actions were, what they were told, how they went about it, but they all knew they were leaving. This
There was a
city's
great evil. Sorry.
twin went with them, as far as I know. Twin
The what
capitals.
twin?
There were two great cities, twin capitals. One remained, one left, one disappeared, one stayed, hidden in the sky. The last testament, perhaps, to our people. But when they left, they did not travel. They just left. It's as if they were there 1 second and gone the next. It was unusual. But perhaps it is the machine side of me that clouds what really happened.
So you're trying to tell us that you were left behind?
Yes. Perhaps. On purpose, on accident, I do not know. Perhaps since the other, less organic kin of mine stayed. Perhaps I was left with them. I do not know.
Maybe the magic only works on organics.
Then why would they have brought so many personal things with them? They seemed to prepare as if they were leaving.
I'm gonna be honest. I was just making a left behind joke.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just maybe they were in some kind of danger and they took what they could. They think they needed to survive and left everything else.
It might have something to do with the fact that we found some elf warriors killing, like, frozen in the mountain, killing some of the sky people.
I was aware that tensions had grown. I remember whispers in this place between travelers and merchants. Though most of my flesh cousins had long since fled the ground to the cities, there were still places we lived upon the earth, bastions of our people, where we could connect up with our cousins and the other people of the land. The elves, yes, they were another people. Perhaps tensions grew more great than I had heard. If battle came about, perhaps that is a reason why they fled. Why they fled beyond the scope of this world, I do not know. It seems extreme.
Well, history seems to repeat itself because there are some people trying to kill our people, and we seek to go to safety. Bring our people to safety as well.
So you seek a heart of divinity that would allow you to follow in my organic cousin's footsteps.
Yes. I had been touched by the divine and had a conversation with what remains of the sun goddess in this realm. She sent me to seek this spark.
That is very strange. Since the Great Ones, I thought none would converse. But perhaps there are no more of the Great Ones to speak? What became of them?
Do you mean dragons?
Ah, yes, dragons, vessels of divinity.
They have been gone from our world for some time. They are nothing but legends to us.
That is very disturbing. Are you aware of, how I should say, angels, servants of God? Yes, from beyond our veil.
I probably would have heard of it.
Yeah, I think, like, with your knowledge, since we've kind of talked about it before, you do know that, like, the outer planes do exist, and, like, there are, like, angels and things that once served the gods that still could be summoned or communicated with.
You actively told us about this before, I think, in a previous conversation.
But he's gonna say, like, dragons were them, but for our world, rather than from the realms of gods.
I see. Well, apparently the last great one that visited here, according to the receptionist at the gates of the city, was, did you say 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago?
2,000 years ago.
2,000 years. It was 2,000 years ago.
That would have been after the dragons theoretically disappeared, I will say.
Yeah, I do want to say, also, do you remember that the Minotaur people warned us that we may have to deal with a dragon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were,
So it's
they
probably
were
still here.
aware that dragon was still around and probably went here, basically. And, again, weird Minotaur knowledge. But, yeah, effectively, in this realm, dragons are like angels of the material plane for gods.
But that's why I said to our people, dragons are just legends.
Yeah.
They don't exist in our
Mm.
world.
Yeah.
Not that they don't exist in the world, but in the world that we understand, they are
Strange.
they were nothing but legends. They at least do not make themselves known if they do still linger in this world.
Interesting. All right. I must ask a question of you, then. Would you, if you take me from this place, perhaps if you travel, I can go with you then?
Yeah, we
You're
seem to be
more
planning to
than
do a
welcome to
whole
come with us.
mass exodus, so it might work.
My time here would be forever in nothing. When I am left alone, my mind wanders and I sleep until a repair unit, a cleaning unit, comes through over centuries. And speaking with another has helped my mind come back to me. I still have memories, and though I know the people may not be the same, I would like to see those that are connected to my organic memories, my life as alive, see what has happened to them. I miss them.
We would gladly take you with us.
Then I will help you in your endeavor. There must be a transaction. It is the rules of the city and the rules of this place, and I cannot break the rules of my body while I am here. Granted, I was left in charge, but that does not mean I cannot close down the desk to all but the current guests. Do you have some form of currency?
We have coinage.
A coin for each will do, and I can sign you all in for how long do you require rooms?
We told the receptionist at the front that we'd be here for probably about a week.
Then perhaps a coin for a week, then. At least according to the rules.
It's
Perhaps
And it's
outside this place, the machines...
It's obvious that he doesn't care what.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is it obvious that he doesn't care what kind of coin?
Yeah, perhaps outside of this place, I will also no longer be bound to those rules. While I am here, the metal part of me is stronger than the mind part of me in many ways.
Understood. We'll each hand him a copper.
Copper?
Yeah. I only got a copper piece on me.
All right, he'll take a copy piece from each of you, and he will basically check you in and let you know what rooms you can use. This is like,
I can't
though
be
it's got
bothered
this
to
kind of
go to
big
Talas'
bar
sheet, so I'm
area.
just gonna take 2 off mine.
Assume that's kind of like probably like rooms more akin to like a large hotel or motel. You know, it's got hallways and it's got like, you know, some staircases. And apparently this entire section is like 3 floors, and there is another way to get higher on from here, from this section, that is separate from it.
Could you also tell us how we may, since there are no people left, how we may be able to acquire badges?
Is there a requirement for what kind of badge do you require?
The higher the better.
There are passes to many things, perhaps I should say.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, I mean, obviously I feel like it's obvious that we're gonna need to get into the main council tower.
Yeah.
but we
I
also
would
think
probably
it might be.
need to get it to the main council and also the religious part of it.
I unfortunately may be able to help to a degree. The basic council areas, with my signature, I could perhaps allow. But the elders or above, I am not one that would have such permissions. If you are looking for some form of passage into there or other areas of the city, the council area might be a place to start. Whether or not we'd be able to access the mechanics to grant passes and other, whether we could convince the clerks there that perhaps still work. In the heyday,
Well,
there would have been those of living blood alongside many of the mechanical brethren working in areas, working in tandem. With just one or the other, it may make things more difficult.
what about passes for the library?
Depending on the level, we may be able to access more. I could perhaps get a level 2 pass from that. My old signature is probably still usable for that. As much as I am now machine, much of my body has my old arcade signature in it. I did discover that long ago. Perhaps more than my mind is in this body. Perhaps a portion of my soul. I did not know how well or bad or good my transfer occurred.
Well, it might be worth doing some research.
Agreed.
But it might also be good to check out the tower to find out what research we need to do.
True.
Also, you might be able to, since you are able to speak our language, you might be able to help us with some of the translations then.
Yeah, not every automaton will have translation software, we have been told.
Yes, this is true. I may be able to help on that.
We're currently working on trying to at least decipher written language. I can only, for an hour a day, sustain magics that allow us to translate verbally and reading.
I can see what I can do to help then with that. As a automaton of this city, even if I am on more private business, assisting guests, I still be able to get some permissions, help from the others. Forgiveness, if we are to work together. I must know your names.
I am Ixbanor.
I am Umbrin.
Calder.
I am Abyss Talk. You may call me Talk.
A pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, Talk.
There's the name there. That was my name when I was alive. In this case, it perhaps may be appropriate to use that.
Makes sense.
Well, just inform me when you are preparing to go. I will put up proper signage and shut down the desk after checking you in. He's basically going to give you, like, rooms on the first floor. Like, there's no reason to not give you just rooms on the first floor.
Yeah.
Probably, like, the closest ones to the doors. He's like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can get rest.
Yep.
You will be informed by Talk that if you wish for food, he could signal for some. There are probably still functioning gardens and other places that might still have things in them. There is no one to prepare anything, but for supplies, he could basically call for some.
If he could get supplies, I could handle.
Yeah. He can order basically some, like, I wouldn't call them exotic, but a weird set of, like, vegetables, and it looks as also like some kind of small animal that they probably originally farmed in some places around here, that, you know, they probably still raised them, just that's it, you know, raise them and don't really do much with them at this point in time. But yeah.
It's ferret meat, isn't it?
No, it's probably more like a rabbit. Probably more like a rabbit.
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
Cannibal.
Mhm. I'd say it's something akin to like a rabbit or something like that. And then like a bunch of various vegetables and a few fruits and stuff like that that came with it.
It's probably stuff that existed in the world thousands of years ago that has, you know, changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not just a rabbit, it's a jackalope.
Mm-hmm. Also, they seem to be much more globally connected. It could be from like a region where, you know, you haven't visited, something like that, you know.
Yeah, but I meant like also some of the like vegetables and stuff that, you know, do tend to change over time depending on what that culture wants.
That's true.
You know,
cultures affect
corn.
vegetables. Yep. Cultures affect vegetables. When they didn't need it to be much, it wasn't much. And then when we needed it to be much, we changed it.
Yep.
So certainly speaking, yeah. And again, you can figure it out pretty easily. Like, again, it's like, even if it's not something you're familiar with, you are familiar with similar types of vegetables to these and stuff like that. And like some of the fruits and stuff like that, you know, it'll like take you a little while, and you can probably talk about it and kind of inform you, like, you know, of certain things. Like, probably there's like something akin to a pomegranate that was given to in there, you know, and he was like, yeah, just eat the seeds on that one, you know, kind of something like that, you know. But you can make a pretty decent meal out of that using the kitchen, which, certainly speaking, is well maintained, but also like looks pristine because probably thousands of years of people cleaning it, and like, you know, they've managed to get it spotless, and it hasn't been used since then.
Yeah.
The deep cleaning happened like 5,000 years ago, or more. So yeah. Okay. What's next plan then? You've got Talk on your side. Talk says they can probably, if you go to the council chamber, get a level 2 pass, at least for the library. For any other type of pass, that's a little harder. That's kind of the juxtaposition of the conversation there.
Yeah.
Well, probably in the morning once I rest, I'll probably cast Translate again and work on my cipher for the first part of the morning.
Okay. You'll be able to figure out some stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I'll just use it to better understand the book,
Yeah.
the translation book.
Yeah,
You know,
work some
like,
time
try and get a
putting
feel
together
for it.
some translations and stuff like that, and figuring some stuff out. Sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can, you know, cast it on all of us. So, like, if Calder and
Ixbanor.
Talas want to help me,
Mm-hmm. You
on
can all kind of like
the
work together to
common
like
translation.
try to come together with
Yeah.
some translations.
Yeah.
Again, it's you can put together, spending an hour between the 4 of you working on some stuff. You can certainly put together some stuff where you have some general ideas about certainly some common terms that you could, like, you know, reference. It won't be like we know what it says, but you'll basically start putting together like a reference sheet for stuff that can help you translate, taking a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, like, the first thing
Donde
is,
está el baño?
Yeah.
the first thing is, like, learning, you know, the basic alphabet.
Which actually is harder because the language I would describe here that's being used is like Old Egyptian, where it's like hieroglyphs start becoming letters.
Ah, gotcha.
So, it
So
was
it's
probably
more a pictographic language.
it was a pictographic language that had evolved into more like somewhere in between a pictographic and phonetic language,
Gotcha.
which
Yeah, so it's which oftentimes can be. Yeah, there's basically 3 types of languages: word languages, syllabic languages, and letter languages.
Mhm.
So
And
probably.
this would have been, you think from the symbols in your translations, it probably would have been a symbol-based syllabic language originally that was evolving more towards a letter language, but some kind of hybrid between the two of them.
Hey, you smacked right into Mayan language. Congratulations.
I didn't even know that was the Mayan language. That's awesome that I just politely stated that, a symbolic syllabic language that evolved closer to a letter language. Mayan! So that's basically what it is. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Makes sense.
It turns out that as a concept has happened before in languages. So.
Yep.
Uh-huh. But yeah. So certainly there is a level of difficulty in the translation because I'm gonna just assume the common tongue is a very letter-based system. It's kind of like
Yep.
the world's version of like English or something like that.
Yeah, that's always how I pictured it. It's basically, English.
Yes.
Or just Latin-based languages in general.
Yeah.
A Latin-based language.
Yeah. So akin to that. All right. So you can get some translations done. What do you want to do then once you've gotten your translations kind of out of the way and you've got like kind of thing there? So you're probably in pretty good shape for at least relatively understanding stuff between Talk and the rest of you. And Talk's shut down the business pretty much. It's kind of like accepting no new guests is the best way to describe the business. So Talk can then kind of accompany you as like a city guide.
Right. I guess we're going to go to the council chambers.
Right. The council chambers are in the massive tower that is the center of this area. Around the tower, though, you have to kind of pass by a very beautiful area that kind of best be seen as these massive sets of all kinds of gardens and stuff like that. There is also, like, in this area that surrounds the tower, a zoo of creatures from across the planet. Here is a fascinating place with these, like, it's like kind of like the biggest zoos in the world, plus an area that's probably more like an aquarium-based area, plus like, those like garden areas that are like, also got like a lot of exotic plants and stuff from across areas and different things, and it's all like arboretums and stuff like that. And it's this massive kind of thing that surrounds the central tower and forms this kind of like really like area that separates the tower out from the rest of the structures and buildings and the city. But you can easily, though, pass through this area and head to the main tower. It is an impressive building that stretches up, you're guessing, at least 1,000 feet up. And certainly speaking, as soon as you reach the area where you're getting into these gardens and zoos and arboretums, you could then see the massive sphere that seems to sit at the center above here, above the city, which is a massive glowing sphere that almost looks like the energy seems to come off of it akin to a sun, but there's no heat coming from it. Because certainly speaking, this close to something so large and so bright would provide heat. But it's another thing that you really didn't notice and didn't realize till now. There is no night here. This is City of Eternal Day.
Well, they did mention that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, if you have a giant magical sun and you're a sun culture, it kind of makes sense that you're like, yeah, no, screw night.
Yeah, the sun never sets.
Yeah, sun never sets here. There are places inside if you want to go and get to a dark place, Species also might have been adapted to it, honestly. Anyway, but Talk can kind of lead you inside the main gate, where you will see dozens of various clockwork people doing various things. This place is abuzz with business. And Talk will kind of turn towards you. So, you require a library pass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They will not grant me a library pass, but they will grant one of you a library pass. When you would gain the pass, ask for one with your signature. I can grant my signature in place of yours. They would not grant me one because of my body, not because of my signature. The magic will be able to tell. We can grant a level 2 library pass.
Understood.
They got him.
There's me dropping something. Just knocking accidentally with my hand.
Talk's arm just fell off.
Not again. I really
Hey,
need
Calder,
to get that
fix
fixed.
Weld it back on.
Mhm.
Hey, at least he doesn't have to feel pain. Presumably.
You will have to. Perhaps I will have to ask for you, since I translate. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Doc will go over to basically one of the reception desks where there's an automaton behind it and speak to them for a minute and kind of converse with them. And then kind of turn towards Becky. Who will be gaining the pass?
Probably Ixbanor, I would think.
Sure.
Unusual
You're our
for
general
one of your
researcher.
form. One gifted insight from amongst the chosen of the land. But not unheard of.
I mean, if it's an issue, I would gladly offer, but
Probably
if
not
you
an
need-
issue.
And if you need someone more sky people, like there's always Calder as well.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh. Calder. My senses do tell me there's something interesting about you. Perhaps we should use you then.
Sure.
He'll discuss with the receptionist again, and then turn back to you. Grant me your hand. When they go to measure your signature, I will place mine on top of yours.
Okay.
Basically, you're gonna like reach out your hand to basically have them scan it, and they're going to, and Talk's gonna put their hand in there to basically get the scanning of it.
Okay. Makes sense.
After the process is done, a metal card with a kind of strange intricate rune will be kind of basically want to pick out a metal card. Will basically like scan your hand, Talk's hand with magic, and then the rune will be etched upon the piece of metal, and the receptionist will hand it to you, Calder.
Thanks. Well, should be able to look at more of the advanced books at least.
True.
Yeah, might be good. Would a level 2 pass get us to some city records?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually.
Some basic city history, perhaps. Deep records would be kept outside of the library, either in the level 3 area or within the council or elders' personal libraries. Certain
That's a
records will
start.
most likely be kept there. What are you seeking with the access to this knowledge?
I'm guessing building plans are out?
Yes. There really are not plans when it comes to these buildings. You have seen say for the central tower, most are made of trees, yes.
Yeah.
The great trees are grown with magic, and once the buildings are carved out of them, magic is used to keep a level of the trees alive, but also we must carve where the trees allow us to go. So there really isn't plans per se for the buildings, but finding out what the buildings, the trees will allow to be built into them, and then adapting the two to meet.
Okay.
The hotel we stay at, it was only 3 floors because it could only be 3 floors, with connecting them together the way that they are.
Guess I can see some advantages in that.
By going with the tree and not resisting it, we help keep some of the structure. There is less magic and metal that need to be placed within them. Less reinforcements.
How do the sewers connect to the Undercity connect some of these buildings?
Most of that is magically based. Most trees have a magical and semi-organic filter. Waste material is sent into the tree, and through magic is processed into material that feeds the tree, helps feed the tree outside of just magic. Sometimes they need to be supplemented, but generally speaking, your organic waste is used for that, and then the tree itself almost filters out the water with magic to return to you, and materials that way. Why we keep the trees alive to a degree. Though I feel like in more recent days, there has been required for more outside sources to keep the trees alive. Then again, the farms and of various kinds that are kept in the Undercity probably aren't supplying things to the people anymore. So more likely, they are allowed to decay and being used to feed the trees. At least that cycle remains. Waste still is waste. I can only assume on that end, though.
I'm just wondering if there might be ways from the Undercity into other parts of this tower.
There is a section of the Undercity under the tower, but as far as I am aware, it was shut off from the rest of the various places in the Undercity. If there's access points, they are most likely very guarded. But then again, most important things in the tower are up higher rather than down lower. We are at the council level for the next few dozen layers. This is the area where the council, those that watch over the city and maintain the city, remain. Above that are the elders, those that look to the great civilization, to all our people, to all our nation. The elders have their places amongst many of the great cities, but the 2 great towers in the Twin Cities are where the great elders that watched over us all were stationed. One half was for the elders that were men. Our city had the elders that were women. It was seen that the 2 sides, like 2 coins, like 2 sides of a species, those separate could also work together. So the 2 elder councils were kept separate, but would always work together and would converse together. It was meant to show the differences between, like our twin cities, the 2 sides of people.
I guess that makes sense.
2 councils that rule together.
How do you rise up and down the towers?
There are lifts, like in the library. The flowers, the grand vines that would have been parasites to the trees in olden days, but have been repurposed. Or stairs.
Wooden stairs have just been simpler.
Yes and no. If you wish to walk upstairs for 20 flights, then that is all on you.
Ah. Fair point.
Fortunately, the area from the council, though in the same tower, you could not access from here the elders. The elders required one to take flight.
I could rectify that.
Could the sky people fly?
Probably with
Yes
magic,
and no.
right?
We could not fly, or we were not born with wings. But, do you know of magic to fly?
Yes.
I know of it, yes.
I actually can cast it.
Do you just fly, or does it work differently for you? The spell for us caused a change. When we would cast it, our people would spout wings from our back.
Oh.
Ours would allow us to float around.
Yeah, I think we just
Yeah.
levitate. Well, they do.
Well,
I
not
can't- I
levitate,
can't fly.
but we would just be able to mentally guide us through the air. Ourselves through the air.
That is interesting. I was aware that other kind did not do what we did, but I've never talked to someone about that.
So you're telling us that there are access points on the outside of the tower?
Yes, but they would be guarded either by security automata or by powerful magics that only the elders or those that allow them in would allow one to break. Beyond that, to go into the upper echelons, one must go from within the tower. Though the elder section is separated out from the council section, the elder section would allow access to everything from above, even the great star that sits above our city, the great sun, which watches over all of us. The sun we see on the outside is hollow. If you were to speak of
yeah.
a temple of some kind, a great temple, that sun would be akin to it. But one must
I'm
enter
actually
it
gonna-
from the tower.
I'm actually gonna pull my staff out. Where is it pointing me?
Straight up!
Yep,
I was
also.
gonna say that's probably where I need to go.
I was partially aware when you spoke of some divinity that perhaps that would be where it would go. But I was hoping perhaps you would see something that would hint at something different if we went here. That would be a very difficult area to enter.
Sadly, I say, gesturing to the staff, it's pointing up.
I am not surprised. Nothing we
Perhaps.
have done have been easy.
This was imbued with magic by one of the star people. Maybe it will allow us to get past some of the security measures in some way. Maybe it will act as like a pass.
One of our
in some
cousins,
respect?
one of my species' cousins remains then. Those of the star.
Yes.
Yes.
Warms my, I would say heart, but I don't have a heart. I was worried that all my people's cousins were gone and only successors, like your friend there, remained.
The people of the stars are the ones who guided us here.
The descendants of the people of the earth, however, are the ones that trying to kill us all.
Yeah, it's rough.
I'll just take a stop. That's actually not true. You didn't hear about that.
Oh, did we not?
No,
Did we not?
no.
I thought we
It was
heard about
the power of the earth that was being used by them.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the power,
I mean,
not. they're
I
not
knew it was-
What was said was the
I don't
people
know
of the
if-
earth fled with the people of the sky.
Oh, okay. I must
There
have
was-
gotten confused.
Basically, what you had heard about is there was a deal between the two gods that they together were able to flee to a new place. Basically,
Got it. Okay,
one
so
of
they
the
were
gods
both
couldn't create a.
persecuted.
Basically, one of the gods couldn't create a plane on their own or some kind of other plane, but both of them combined could create some kind of new world to take both their people to.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that like the goblinoids and like the bestial people were like descendants from the people of the earth, whereas the humanoids were descendants
Well-
of the people of the sky.
I'll tell you, there might be descendants among them, but it would be kind of like how Calder is descended.
That's what I
from-
meant.
Yeah. But Calder's kind of an indirect descendant of the people of the sky. You know, it's sort of like
Yes.
probably there was some kind of species that was on the planet anyway, and like, you know, through some like combination, you're kind of
Yeah.
like
were
early
other
humans
gods who
and
made other
Neanderthal.
peoples who-
You know, kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Except the Neanderthal DNA would be Sky People DNA in this case, you know? So something akin to that could have happened to the people of the Earth. They're kind of descendants, but not really. Kind of indirect descendants. But, yeah.
Got it.
But I
So-
can never confirm nor deny anybody in the Dread Army is that.
Got it.
It could be another group that is part of it, obviously. But yes. Anyway, okay.
So yeah, hopefully that might help us at some point. I have no idea what though. What point that would be.
There may be a way. Your access, the records, we could find something.
We definitely should go and check out those records then.
Yeah, there may be a loophole that we could say
Oh, try and get
we,
it.
we're emissaries of the people of the stars and are seeking audience.
That may work.
Yeah, let's.
I have an alternate other than that, but that may work. My alternate is more dangerous.
Interesting.
Perhaps I should explain. The process which granted me my life now is not without repeating, but different. A great scientist, a friend of mine, discovered the way. I'd heard their ancestors continued their work. The plan was to make something more akin to a shell to exist within a soul, but more between metal and flesh. They never finished. Their idea was that a powerful spellcaster could find a way to exist beyond to help our people, those that were given gifts by the divine. It would require a spark, like the one used to create me, a gift from the gods. I was enough as a mortal to earn this, so perhaps I could use my gift to be in much more of a shell, return to something more akin to life. Then I perhaps have aged enough to consider elder status for my soul. It would be a shot similar to your trying to be a emissary, but it would be dangerous for me. The emissary may be dangerous for you, for if security dislikes you being there, it may be dangerous.
Well, I say let's not do something that's dangerous to you unless something else fails.
I just worry if you try your end, it may result in an attack. My end would not, but you would threaten my existence. I am unsure if my gift is enough for another life, another body, if one still exists.
We wouldn't want to risk what you have left.
If you
Just
fail,
to-
I have nothing, though. I am alone. You are friends, but you are not my people. This is a chance to find my people.
We are resourceful. If things go wrong, we'll make do.
I will trust
Unless
you.
this is something you would wish to seek for yourself.
I will not lie. The opportunity, the thought had crossed my mind eons ago. It would be more akin to something between I am now and what I was. But fear kept me from pushing it even then. Now, loneliness, but also that fear still remains. I don't know. Part of me wishes for something different. This body, it gives me life, but I also am so restricted by it. Its mind clouded by the metal. I don't know.
We can look into it. And
There may
then
be a way
weigh
to
the
make it-
risks at that point.
That's definitely we have research to do. It's definitely something we can consider.
The records should tell us where the current laboratory was in the Undercity. Because I was created in the original, should still have access to the new one. Should. But I do not know where it is.
Again, research it is.
Thank you. For considering it. Again, I am conflicted on all this.
If we go that route, we'll do our best to make it as safe as possible.
Then shall we head for the library then?
Yes.
Right. As you leave the tower, though, and begin to crossing the area, a shadow goes over all of you and goes across the city almost in the area you are. A massive shadow that blots out the sky. As you can see something flying above, circling the tower just briefly, kind of getting a sight of everything, before kind of turning around and then landing on a tree building across from you, in front of you. A large reptilian beast with massive wings that seems to be staring in your direction. And we'll leave it there.
Oh, great.
Dragon.
Dragon. You were doing a lot of stuff in the city, and if there's a dragon hanging around, drew its attention.
Yeah, I figured it'd pick up at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're probably the first living activity other than it here. But yes, a dragon has appeared, and it is massive in size. Like it is, I'd say like great worm sized, you know.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll leave that there. Even a pleasant thing to do.
Maybe we can talk to it.
Yeah,
Maybe?
okay.
Anyway, we'll have to wait till next time to find out about that. Yep. Anyway, so I'll leave the dragon music on because I like that as we give outros.
Okay.
Just to give another extra little, like, you know, intimidation for what's coming up next time, because it'll be an interesting place to start out with.
But the story's
Yeah,
dragging
I
on.
I was expecting this to happen when we tried to infiltrate the tower, but
But we didn't infiltrate the tower.
I said
access
when
the
we.
public.
I'm saying
Oh,
I
yeah.
expected it to happen when we did. Not
Well,
okay.
right now, it hasn't directly confronted you. It's still quite a ways away. So, the question is, do you want to try to confess it? There's like questions about what you want to do right now, because it is, as I said, on top of a building, kind of like across.
It's effectively letting us know that it knows
It
that
knows,
we're here.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
I see you, little one.
Exactly. So yeah, maybe flying up there would get it more directly involved. Maybe this is just a warning. We'll find out next time. You just don't know. But I guess unless anybody else has anything else, I turn it over to Wyrm for your shout out, because usually I let you give yours here at the end here.
Yep. I'm DiamondWyrm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWyrm or at DiamondWyrm on Twitter and Blue Sky, and DiamondWyrm9234 on YouTube. Give me some YouTube subscriptions. I really need them.
You want to get to that monetization level at the very least.
Yep.
Yeah, partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
can I ask what the color of the dragon is? Can we see that?
Ooh, yes. Give me a second to look up the ones that I know the name of it, but
Burnt sienna.
no.
Chartreuse.
There it is.
Periwinkle.
Purpley pink razzmatazz.
Periwinkle.
Chartreuse.
Just make sure that's the correct one that I'm thinking of.
Just sounds. I always thought chartreuse just sounded like almost like disgusting.
I thought chartreuse was like an orange when I was a kid.
Chartreuse is like a yellowish green.
Yeah. Yeah, I only learned that like really late.
Just the sound of the word, just. Ugh.
I mean, it's
That's
also
fair.
the name of an alcohol, which is
That I
it
did not
is.
know.
Huh. Ain't that something?
Um,
Chartreuse.
How do you look like?
Oh, it's because it's the color chartreuse as well. It's a French herbal liquor. Neat.
Herbal liquor, I barely knew it.
I was gonna use you, but I might not because I don't have it. I might change the dragon type that I. Oh, that's the one. Maybe that's the one. I was gonna originally do a solar dragon, but the outer dragons haven't been redone, so I'm trying to look at the other ones from the remaster. But also the new book's coming out, so I don't know which ones are going to be redone from that one, and maybe the solar dragon will make a comeback. I don't know.
Let me look and see. Well, let me look and see, because Solar Dragon actually sounds familiar. It might have been released in the Starfinder book. Starfinder Alien
Oh,
Core.
that's
Oh,
also
yeah.
that might be a thing too, because yeah, again, they weren't for Pathfinder. They haven't been re-released as of first edition. That's why, like, I was looking at them by name and I'm checking on them just because I want to get a good picture of one of them.
Yeah,
Alien Core.
I know what you're talking about. Oh, great.
I can't even look right now because they're doing site name, and I haven't downloaded it on this computer yet. Wait, I have the book right behind me.
You're like, wait a second, I have the book right behind me. All right, we'll switch off the drag music. Go back to the background music. We've had enough intimidating music here for a second.
I intimidate your music.
No.
Why not?
No. Yeah. Oh God, you're right. The site's under construction. Can't even check it there. God damn, you suck.
You guys can get into the archives.
Does Archive of Nessus have the?
Well,
Yeah,
I was trying to
It
download.
doesn't
I was,
have 2E Solar Dragon, I can tell you that. I just looked.
I was trying to download. I was trying to download the Monster Core 2
Oh, wow.
from their website, but again, I have books behind me, so.
No, that's fair. Oh, Paizo's website is under maintenance.
Yeah.
Ah,
Bad books.
I wonder if they're adding something.
Maybe you're under maintenance.
Well, they have been telling us that they've been working on updating their website for a long time to make it no longer shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm trying to like figure it out, and
I mean, if you don't have one, we can save it for next time.
yeah, like, because again, like, I was originally thinking the solar dragon, but then I just by name when I looked up the list of dragons, but now that I'm like, I clicked on and tried to like get a picture, I'm like, oh wait, this is much older than I thought, you know. I was trying to find a picture of it then, and I was like, oh, yeah. Wait a second. Ooh. Maybe?
Requiem Dragon, Resurrection Dragon. Rune Dragon might actually be kind of neat.
Ship filters.
I'll ruin your dragon.
Pictures. Yeah,
Just because of the nature of like their like magic society, a Rune Dragon makes sense to me.
that could, but yeah, I'll figure it out for next time then. Just because again, like, it's one of those things of like, wait a second, I want to have one that at least I have a level of stats for, in case. Probably not going to get into a fight with it, but maybe if it needs to roll something, I should have some stats.
I mean, I'm hoping, considering that, you know, I had a conversation with the sun god and a vision of what the place used to look like, I might be able to, you know, somewhat reason with this thing, since it's a divine being.
I hope so. Because at best it sounds ancient, which, you know, isn't a fight I would be confident
I don't think it
in.
matters. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it matters what kind of dragon it is, because to us it's a despair dragon.
True. Very true. But yes. So I'll give my shout out then, since Wyrm gave his. Hi. GM here. It's Adventure. This is my channel. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back for more stuff. I go usually most weekly. Remember, check us out next week at 8 EST on Twitch. If you can join us, or if you're not, join us on YouTube. Hey, it's great there. And make sure to check out my links. Just give support wherever you can. And make sure if you want to, after you're done watching this series, watch some of the older ones. They're a mixed bag for personally what I say, but for some of the insanity that happens with some of them, it can be entertaining. But I do like all my old games, even the ones that have a few problems. Cough, cough, Children of Wrath. Cough, cough.
I don't know what you're talking about with that one. That was a perfect game that we did. We kept to the plot completely.
7 sessions in college. Where one should have done. Oh my god. Anyway, bye everyone.
And how many sessions of trying to get illicit substances?
Bye everyone.